Good evening. Welcome to the Andy Martens Show for April the 26th, Monday, April the 26th. Leah, if it's not bad enough, there's snow in Sault Ste. Marie right
I
now.
know.
Are you responsible for that?
How am I responsible for it?
Well, I don't know. But yeah, the temperature quirk, it's going to come up. The temperature about 11 o'clock, midnight. 11 o'clock or midnight, then we'll get it into rain. But this should be it. I, for one, am getting tired of the cold, lousy temperatures on April. But perhaps should be fortunate there's not more snow in that on the ground than there is.
Oh, you know what? I don't know. I woke up this morning and I saw this and it was just cloudy and whatever, and then all of a sudden it started snowing and I thought, what the heck is going on here?
Oh, Leah, here we are, another new week, and there's more drama than in the soap operas going on everywhere. And, I'm as thrilled promoting one person. I don't have to say who it is. Everybody knows who lately, and happy with that. But I'll tell you, it's happening every direction. And hey, Kevin, how are you, buddy?
Hi, Kevin and Kathy and Melanie. Hi, how are you?
So it's happening, and the drama is happening in the United States. Oh, by the way, there's some breaking news here for our friends in the United States. Well, guess what? Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, will have to face a recall election. The petition has reached the number of signatures required. Now the governor, for his handling of COVID-19, will have to face a recall election at this year at some point. I'm not sure exactly when, but there are already candidates. Caitlyn Jenner is running for governor. That's the one candidate that I know. And
is that official?
That's official.
Okay.
So there you go. Should we have a recall election for a Premier Doug Ford in Ontario, Leah? Like the Americans do. They know how to do politics better than we do.
I would have to agree with that because they have term limits, and you and I were discussing that earlier, and you don't like the idea of a term limit, but I do. I think it's appropriate.
Well, they do with president, but not with senator and not with congressman. I mentioned to you there were people, there was a Congressman Dingwall who just died last year, the year before. He had been a congressman since the 1960s, and his wife got elected. But for president, there are term limits, but not for Senate and congressmen.
Well, but why? Like what I don't understand, especially if you're in the top spot, I think there should be a term limit. Maybe not necessarily for premiers, but I mean you're elected anyway, regardless. But
Right.
Still, I think that there should be term limits.
Should there be term limits for this show, Leah? No, I'm just
kidding.
What do you mean? I'm just being funny. But
next time, try harder.
Protesting, everything is going on. Leah, why do you need to protest? If it's not going to change anything, is it just self-satisfaction or what?
But how do you know it's not going to change something, Andy? It actually could change something.
Well, the government's got a stay-at-home order until May the 20th. The virus cases are teetering on. Today they came below 4,000. They've been over 4,000 for the most part of the last month. Now, in order to lift that stay-at-home order, they've got to be smarter than they were in February, because that was part of the problem. Doug Ford got pressured by people to lift it, and oh, they're tired. And meanwhile, the variants were coming into Canada and into Ontario the beginning of February. So he blew it by lifting those restrictions in the middle of February. So one can really be rest assured that he's not going to lift those restrictions. And the summer could be at risk here, Leah. Let's call a spade a spade. We could lose our summer here with this stay-at-home stuff.
Yeah, we can, but the problem is that people have a right to protest. It's called the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, Andy.
Well, yeah, okay, it's a peaceful protest, but I'm asking you, what's the bottom line? My time is valuable. What am I gaining by protesting? Because you're not lifting the lockdowns that you're protesting, because we've been locked down and we will be for another 25 days or so, possibly more. So what are you gaining by going out there? And city officials came out on the radio today saying that they're worried about the community, the super spreader event. You might be spreading it to other people, and then we'll be bogged down even more with close contact cases, like we're seeing with Algoma Public Health is reporting close contact cases. So what's the end game, Leah? What are we winning here by protesting?
I'm going to answer you with a comment from the audience, Andy.
I'm losing out on this. All right.
Is your freedom valuable?
You guys really think it's getting that bad? The freedom's at stake here?
It already has cost you your freedom, Andy. It has already cost you your freedom. And do you really think that by not having your voice heard, by not going out and protesting, by not saying anything, it's going to change anything? You have to create change somehow.
Well, how often are you going to protest? Are you going to protest every week, every month? Could be for the rest of this year, Leah.
And if nobody says that they're opposed to it, how else are you going to do it? I'm still open to suggestions, because you asked me this last night. Still open to suggestions as to how people should do it then. Because people are tired, people are angry.
You should. Well, I think.
Can you not interrupt me for a second? Can you not? People are going to have to find a way to express their dissatisfaction with what's going on. And you know yourself, you can call their offices, you're not getting an answer. You have to find a way to have your voice heard.
Dave says you're not the star of the Andy Martens show anymore. He told me that half an hour ago.
Of course he did.
Listen, how you have your voice heard, Leah, is at the ballot box. If you're not happy with the way the mayor and council are performing in this city or anywhere else in Ontario, you vote. You can vote next year. You can vote for the MPP if you're not happy with how they're performing. That's how you get better results than protesting, in my opinion.
I don't think so, Andy, because how often do you vote?
Once every 4 years.
There you go. So everybody should shut up until the ballots come out every 4 years.
Well, do you
wait a minute, I'm not done. Not to mention, you're not satisfied with the people that they put up there. So if you're not satisfied with the candidates and you're not satisfied with how things are going, well, you should wait another 8 years until they decide to put somebody else up. That's slavery. What you're talking about is sit down. This is how it is, and shut up. That's what you're telling people to do. Just be satisfied with how it is, because that's how it is.
I don't think you get any better action with protesting.
But you do, because there's a problem. It's creating a problem. Now you can't be ignored. So your voice is being really loud. And I've seen this on Facebook a couple of times. A lot of people say, well, one person can't change this. You're absolutely correct. One person can't change this. It has to be everybody. We all have to stand up and say, we're not taking this anymore. And we have to find a way to get our voices heard. Peaceful protests are a right. You're allowed to do it. It's in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And if you don't agree with it, Andy, then you don't have to attend. That's it.
Well, yes
It's
and
a choice.
no, but I'm just saying in this particular circumstance, um, with the virus, it hasn't changed anything in a year. What makes you think we're going to change it now with
Because
protesting?
because people haven't been protesting until now. They haven't stood up and said, we're
Oh,
done with all of this.
Kathy, I know Randy Hillier was protesting. Derek Sloan was protesting too over the weekend in Peterborough.
Yeah, and Andy,
Oh,
that's
I'm
the
in
thing.
trouble now.
You
Parentals.
are in trouble.
She's
Oh,
coming
she's
after me.
back. You are in trouble. No, it's true. It is time to rise up. There's protests happening all over the place. And Ross Romano in that video that we showed last night said that a lot of times they just think there's nothing in north of Sudbury. Well, if we don't make some noise and we obviously Mr. Romano has decided that he's going to abandon Sault Ste. Marie. So we all need to stand up and make our voices heard. Now it's time for the people to do what they need to do and start taking back what is rightfully theirs, which is our rights.
Well, yeah, but again, Leah, you didn't answer my question. How many times do you have to protest for there to be results in this? One time, I'll tell you right now, is not going to do anything.
But how do you know that it's only going to be once?
Well, it's got to be more than once.
Of
Well,
course
this
it
is the
does.
second time.
And the time that the how many times do you have to protest until your voice is heard, until change happens? If everyone just sits back and does what they're told, that is how your rights and freedoms get taken away from you. That's how you land yourself into this hot water. You're slowly sitting there relaxing in the boiling water, and then by the time that you realize that you're being cooked, it's too late. So people are being smart. They're actually thinking, they're actually looking at the information, and they're not taking it anymore. They don't have to take what the government feeds them. And just because every 4 years they decide to throw some chump up there in a decent looking suit and get him elected, now they have to sit and deal? No,
So
you don't have.
what's the turning point for you, Leah? 13 months we've been into it. Why now? Why are people waking up in Sault Ste. Marie now?
Because people are angry and they've had enough. They're done. They're just done. Hey, till things change. Exactly. And that's exactly what I just said. And did you see England over this weekend?
Oh,
Thousands of people in Ireland, Canada, all over were out protesting. Absolutely. What I want to know is as well, if the virus is so bad, why has Texas not been wiped out? Why have long-term care facilities not been wiped out? Why is it that we're not seeing bodies piled all over the street?
in Texas, yeah, they're holding their own. The latest reporting that I've seen.
Yeah, their cases are down actually. There are people in stadiums. They're enjoying their lives. You know what? People around here want to enjoy their lives too. And if we don't wake up and we don't make our voices heard, that's exactly what's going to happen. Our rights are being taken away slowly, one at a time.
You think it's coming from all three levels of government?
Well, yeah, I would have to say it is. Yes, because we had our mayor on the radio encouraging people not to make their voices heard. He's encouraging them to do what you've said, which is sit down, shut up, and take what the government has said to you. So that, in itself means that you don't care about other people. You don't care about the fact that they're very unhappy. You don't care about the fact that they're overdosing. You don't care that their suicide rate is up. You don't care that life-saving surgeries right now that are happening are not that are actually not happening because all surgery has been canceled.
Yeah,
So
it
you might
has.
think
It
that
has. That's right.
you might think that a trip to the dentist is not important because you don't really need to get your teeth cleaned right now. Well, somebody who has really bad teeth, they could really get a really bad disease if they don't have their teeth cleaned properly. So that is important to somebody. 100%.
Dentist is essential. There's no dentist offices are open. I went for a cleaning last week.
Exactly. But that was just an example. Okay, let me give you another example, Andy. I actually posted this to my Facebook, and I hope that anybody and everybody reads it, because I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that what you consider essential or non-essential may be essential to someone else. So you have to be patient, and you have to understand that everybody's situation is different going forward right now.
Well, that's right. And that's why Doug Ford made the call that the clothes are blocked off at Walmart and Costco. Uh,
Okay, but
it's not essential.
how? But it could be essential to somebody.
True. That's right. That was a tough call to make for them, I'm sure.
That was not the right call. I have a question. Whether I'm out buying clothing at Walmart or whether I am buying toilet paper, it doesn't matter. It's a trip to Walmart. Regardless, I'm at Walmart. So what?
True.
Who cares what I'm buying?
But if you have to get tough with the process, essential at Walmart is the groceries and the pharmacy. That's it. So they've gotten tough this time around.
Yeah, and I don't know that that's a good thing. I posted this on my Facebook, and somebody wrote, "I'm so annoyed with everyone saying what is and what is not essential. The girl in Walmart buying a new shirt just left an abusive relationship with only the clothes on her back. The mom in the toy aisle is buying something for her child's birthday after their party was canceled, and now they think it's their fault and that nobody likes them because they don't understand what's happening. The older woman browsing the fishing poles is struggling to remember her husband she lost last year, and this helps her to remember. You're scared? Stay home in your own house. But stop comparing everyone else's essential to your essential. These may be super insignificant examples to you, but these may be not and may be non-essential to you, but they are not you. Mind your business and do what is best for your family." Just a little food for thought.
Yeah, but how do you make a tough decision like that? You're never going to please people. How you determine what's essential and
Exactly.
non-essential?
Exactly. So why do it at all? Everybody says, "Oh, I'm wearing a mask to protect you." So you need to wear one to protect me, for instance. This is another thing that's posted on my Facebook, by the way. So that's very nice of you, truly. Then if you're on the topic of protecting each other, that's why I carry a firearm, to protect you. If something went down, do you carry a gun to protect me? Well, no.
Leah, you're on fire today.
Well, no. Why not? Because it's a
I,
gun. I don't want
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, we're
well.
not going to get into the gun debate.
Ah, this
We're-
is something on my Facebook though. Listen, okay? So this is what it
uh,
says. Because it's a gun, I don't want to. So then you understand the power of choice. I see, as well as personal freedoms. Well, I don't want a gun because it doesn't matter. If it could protect me, you should do it, right? And I carry because my own safety is my responsibility. And I would never expect someone else to keep me safe. Do you see how stupid you sound now because of the mask thing? That's on my Facebook wall as well, if anybody wants to have a look.
wow, that's pretty heavy duty.
It is, but it's true.
Well, yeah, I don't have much to say on that one. Everybody
Everybody
is
is
going to be a
responsible for
pro
themselves.
and a con on every issue. The gun control, Democrats, liberals don't want guns. They want to eliminate the guns. Republicans, conservatives don't mind having guns. So it's
Why would you
always
want to
going
take
to,
But why would you want to take a gun away from somebody?
well, assault rifles. That's what the Democrats are trying to do.
Okay, I have a question for you. When was the last time you saw a Canadian in the middle of the street with a gun?
You haven't seen it. I've never seen it.
Exactly. So, most of the time when somebody has a gun, they have it for a particular reason. I'm going to give you an example. My grandfather was a member of the artillery. He was in the military. He was artillery in the military. Okay, his gun was very important to him.
Right.
Why? That was his job. He always carried a gun. My father has my grandfather's hunting rifle.
Right.
Is it appropriate to take that away from my father? That's a memory of his father.
No, it's not if it's
There you go.
registered, but there's a
So
lot of
again,
illegal guns too in the United States.
Again, though, most people, what you're doing when you're thinking, oh, you don't need that gun. Actually, my grandfather, I never met the man. He died in 1973. I wasn't born until 79.
Right.
So how is it, how is it fair to take something away from me that was very special to my grandfather, because that now it means something special to me?
Well, I don't care for guns. I've never had a gun in my house in my lifetime. So
Great, and that's your choice.
yeah.
So again, it's all pro-choice. But the thing is that you're not allowed to tell me, and this is in general, you shouldn't be telling me what I should have, because it doesn't matter what you think is non-essential. It matters what I think is essential.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if you were living in the United States, the Biden administration is going to come for your guns. They think that the country would be better off if the guns are eliminated.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know that that's going to be
Melanie's
appropriate.
in the United States. That's true.
That's very true.
That's what he's going to do, especially the AR-15s. And the United States has had their share of shootings.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
But there's too many guns in the United States.
But again, Andy, this is just in relation to our rights and freedoms right now, which is what's going on. Right now, our rights and freedoms, it starts with, I'm going to take away your gun. You don't need that gun. Okay, here, take it. No, if I was like I said, when was the last time you saw somebody with a gun running around the streets of Sault Ste. Marie? It's very rare that happens. So why is it that you want to take away a toy from a child who's not playing with that toy because you think it's non-essential to them? It's a power struggle. It's a control thing.
It's a liberal.
I'm going to take away your gun because I don't think you need it. That's not your business to say whether or not I need it.
That's a liberal frame of mind. Joe Biden's doing it in the United States. And Justin Trudeau, if he gets in a majority government, which we're expecting an election within the next 30 days or so, beginning of, they're going to do it.
Andy, you're not giving the people of Canada enough credit, if you ask me. You're not giving them enough credit. You're saying that they're all going to flock and follow along what Justin Trudeau wants, and you're actually guaranteeing that. Please don't forget that there are treaties that have been signed as well with the Indigenous people. Try to go to an Indigenous person and take away their gun, take away their rights. Good luck.
Well,
it's not going to happen.
Ball game. But I'm saying, don't underestimate Justin Trudeau for not trying to do what Joe Biden is going to do in the United States.
I wouldn't count on Joe Biden doing it. I could say he'll attempt it. I don't think he's going to do it. There's a difference. There's a difference. And the thing is, too, again, you're not giving the people of the United States enough credit. They're also seeing behind the smoke and mirrors. They're also seeing what's going on.
They are, but they are being vaccinated. 200 million plus are being vaccinated.
Yeah, if they want the vaccine. Again, it is a choice. It's a choice. And that is what a lot of people are forgetting. It is a choice. It is not a you must, you have to. No, you don't. It is a choice.
200 million people have been vaccinated. 128 million to go.
Good for them. And you know what? I know one of them, a friend of mine who her mother got the vaccine. 2 days later, she was dead.
Well,
the AstraZeneca vaccine.
That's right. And there's 3 people in Ontario that have had the blood clotting. So you really need to think about what's best for you here is the bottom line.
Absolutely. You really do. You really, really do have to not only look at the pamphlet that the doctor gives you. And do I encourage anyone and everyone to go and talk to your doctor about the vaccine? Absolutely. The other thing you need to do is make sure that you do your own research. Make sure that you are knowing what you're putting in your body.
That's right. Let's take a break here and catch our breath. And that's right. Bill Gates. Bill Gates, not a friend of mine. We're back live on the Andy Martens Show Monday night, April 26th. The month is going gone. Fast. 8:30, 8:39 Eastern Daylight Time. And we're hot on the tail of this protest. That's our top story. The mayor of Sault Ste. Marie, Christian Provenzano, is encouraging people not to show up at Bellevue Park on Friday at noon. But if Leah is there, we will broadcast the rally, the protest live for you. And I'll even take on some protesters live on the Andy Martens Show. We'll then debate. Sure, Parento's ready. Leah's gonna look for Parento to debate it. But in our remaining moments, we'll talk about the federal upcoming possible election. Leah, here's the bottom line. Justin Trudeau will win, and he's still in a majority territory. He knows it. We're gonna have an election around June the 12th.
You know what, Andy? You can predict the June the 12th. Absolutely. Do I think that he's going to win? No, I don't. There are a lot of people, and let's include all the protests in all of Ontario. They know that it's not just Doug Ford. Doug Ford was put in a very poor position. Well, let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Honestly, he was put in a very poor position. This guy,
Doug Ford is the fall guy in this. He's the victim.
Absolutely.
He's the fall
Absolutely.
guy.
He had to. Everybody said, oh, they have to work together, even though they're in opposing parties. They have to work together to fight COVID-19. This needs to happen. Our government needs to work together to fight all of this. And it's only going to be a month anyway, so who cares? That's great. But you know what? Doug Ford needs
Doug Ford got
to step up his
suckered
game.
in by Chrystia Freeland and
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau. He's going to be the fall guy. He's going to lose the election next year, and Justin Trudeau will still be prime minister.
I don't think so, Andy. I don't think so. A lot of people are upset and very, very,
Parental, if you're still watching, are you going to vote for Justin Trudeau?
Oh, well, here's the thing. If Justin Trudeau decides that he's going to, what do you call it? Enact the war. I don't know what they call it now.
The Emergency Measures Act, yeah.
Yeah.
That his father enacted in 1970, the Quebec FLQ crisis. He can take over from Doug Ford and be the take over control of leading this province with the emergency. And you see that starting possibly bringing the army and the healthcare workers. And that's how he's going to win the election, Leah. He's going to be like a white knight in shining armor, riding in and saving Ontario. If he wins Ontario, he wins the next election.
Okay, but here's the thing. What people don't understand is that if Justin Trudeau does that, it is not going to be our military. It is not going to be our police that are here. They are going to enact martial law, and it will be UN soldiers that are here. And they will not give a crap about our community. They will not give a crap about Canadians. All they care about is the law and what Justin Trudeau wants.
UN soldiers, Leah. How did we get into that? Justin Trudeau is still the Prime Minister of Canada.
But I'm trying to tell you, Andy, this is why people are waking up. The police have already said they will not enforce these draconian measures. So what makes you think that he's going to rely on the police that refused already to make people do what he wants them to do? No, he's going to bring in UN soldiers that are already here. They're already in Canada.
Anyway, yeah, the protest, the gathering the beginning of April in Sault Ste. Marie, those organizers will be charged. Police can still charge the organizers. They're not going to charge people showing up there. They will charge the organizers of if they so. I don't think they will, but there's always that potential because we had an Easter gathering and the organizers are being charged from that event. So,
yeah, well, Andy, you have to tell me, you have to find out who the organizer is first. Before you can charge them.
That's right. I don't know who the organizers are. But
I have no idea.
The bottom line is Terry Sheehan's going to win here in Sault Ste. Marie. The Conservatives and NDP will not win here. That's my prediction.
Well, that's great, Andy. And you're entitled to your opinion. This is an opinion-based show. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But, I'm telling you right now, mark my words, if he does invoke the Emergency Act, it will not be the Canadian military. They will be pushed out, and it will be UN soldiers that will enforce martial law in Canada. And if you don't think it's going to happen, keep watching.
You're going on a spiral with conspiracy there, Leah. But I don't think that's going to happen before the election campaign.
Okay, so Kathy and Parento and Melanie, you're the ones who have been watching this right now. You're the ones who have been encouraging and all of that. So you tell me, first of all, Kathy already agrees with me. I'm going to put that one back up. UN soldiers, Andy, this is not a stretch. This is what's going to happen. And you and everybody will be forced to comply. Then Justin Trudeau will actually be charged with treason. Treason. You wait.
For what? he has the authority to declare the emergency powers. The prime minister has that authority, Leah.
Yeah, but you have to have a good reason to do it. You can't just do it because nobody's listening to what I have to say.
He'll do
Give
it
me a
because they'll declare a health crisis in Ontario.
But there is no health crisis, and that's the problem. There isn't one, and you have to have a good reason, and you look at the math as to how many people are dying versus how many people are dying from the measures. That's treason. That is it. This is depopulation, and it's treason.
Well, it's
That
not
is what it is.
he can do it, but I don't think he's going to do that before the election. Let's put it that way.
Well, let's hope then if he doesn't do it before the election, that everybody, and please, everybody watching today, go out and vote, and do not put up with, if you do not agree with who is being put in front of you, you do not have to settle for this. No confidence.
What do? Just mark an X on the ballot, Leah, or what?
You write no confidence right on the ballot.
That's
No
right. And that'll
confidence.
go down as a spoiled ballot.
And if everybody spoils the ballot, oh my God, what happened? Why is it? Then you have to call a new one, don't you? And then you have to have a whole new bunch of people because people are not satisfied with who's in front of the ballot. That is
well,
why.
I'll let you and Parento work on that. That'll be a whole new protest. We got to go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock.